Alison, do you think there's still a need to distinguish between self-publishing and publishing?
Well, I think increasingly the two are part of the same industry, that self-publishing successes are influencing the publishing decisions of traditional publishers and agents. And I think what's happening is that if you've had self-publishing experience, you're actually identifying yourself as the sort of author that publishers and agents want to work with. It's a sort of badge of proactivity.
So you think being a self-publisher actually can help an author get that elusive publishing deal?
Well, it can help. It doesn't necessarily follow that they want a publishing deal, because often one of the reasons people decide to self-publish is that they want control. They want their work to appear in a particular way. So actually, but I think what it does do is it equips them with understanding of how the industry works. So they become much more discerning and much more likely to argue, actually, to negotiate rather than just accept terms, and may decide in the long run that they'd rather do it themselves or get other people to do it on their behalf.
What do you think self-publishers need to be doing better?
I think self-publishers need to be clear about why they're self-publishing. So are they, and I think there are many, many reasons for self-publishing. It may be that you want to preserve material that you've discovered, maybe discovered a cache of letters between your parents, you decide you want that to continue, or you discover, there was somebody I spoke to recently who'd, their father had just died, and in clearing out his papers they found some poetry he'd written, and they decided that they would publish that to give as a sort of memorial at the service. These are all really valid ways of preserving content. But I think if you, whatever you want to do, you should do it to the best of your ability. So that if you want other people to invest their time in your work, you want to make it as good as possible. It needs to be properly edited and produced.
Do you think that the mainstream publishing industry accepts self-publishing as a legitimate route to market?
That's a really interesting question. I think they undoubtedly know it's there, and I think they increasingly look to see what's being successful and then either think about repositioning some of their own authors or recruiting new ones. I think they're increasingly aware of it and understand that it's part of the industry, absolutely. And the other thing that's really interesting is that a lot of publishing houses now are offering the services of their staff to help develop self-publishing authors, and agents are doing it too. So, for example, there's the Faber Factory, where you can pay to go and have the services of a Faber editor, production team in developing your work. So lines are blurring all the time. I think it's more important these days because books are so cheap. It's the time, and if you're not prepared to offer them an error-free manuscript, then I think it's increasingly not worth reading. To me, the crucial relationship in publishing is between the author and the editor. Everybody needs editing.
Alison, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.